Welcome to our channel. The classic sitcom Petticoat Junction 1963 to 1970 captured the hearts of audiences with its humor and warmth, bringing the fictional town of Hooterville to life. In this video, you will see how have the actors of the movie Petticoat Junction changed. You will know their real names and age. I will show you how they looked then, in 1963, and what's with them now, in 2025. Okay, let's go. Pat Woodall as Bobby Joe Bradley, Seasons 1 to 2. Age filming, 19 years old. Although Pat Woodall, who was born July 12, 1944 in Winthrop, Massachusetts, initially intended to become a singer, she shifted to acting and made her TV debut on a 1962 episode of Cheyenne. This would be followed by appearances on Hawaiian Eye, The Gallant Men and 77 Sunset Strip before landing the part of Bobby Joe on Petticoat Junction, which did give her a chance to do some singing. While she never had great success as a singer, she did tour as a singer with comedian Jack Benny and recorded an album. But it didn't make much of a splash. There were several more guest appearances before she retired from acting in 1973. Married twice, she died on September 29, 2015 at age 71, having battled cancer for 2 decades. Frank Cady as Sam Drucker. Age filming, 48 years old. Sam Drucker was the owner of the general store and part of the reason Petticoat Junction continued after Kate's death. Frank Cady, born September 8, 1915 in Susanville, California, has the distinction of playing the same recurring character on 3 different television shows simultaneously. He's Sam Drucker, the general store manager in 168 episodes of Petticoat Junction, 142 episodes of Green Acres and 10 episodes of the Beverly Hillbillies. As Jed Clampett might say, Cady made his uncredited acting debut in 1948's He Walked by Night and appeared in 35 theatrical and TV movies. The final one being, appropriately enough, Return to Green Acres in 1990. Besides many guest appearances on different shows, he appeared in 71 episodes of The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet between 1954 and 1965. His final TV role as the ABC Weekend Special, Soup for President, in 1978. He was married to Shirley Cady from 1940 until her death in 2008. And they had 2 children. He died on June 8, 2012 at age 96. B. Benaderet as Kate Bradley, Seasons 1 to 6. Born April 4, 1906. Age filming, 57 years old. Kate is the matriarch of the bunch. Benaderet was phenomenal as this comforting lead. However, the actress's death during Season 6 of Petticoat Junction was heartbreaking for fans. The show continued for 2 more seasons, yet ratings declined, with many fans missing Kate. B began acting in 1940, and by 1943, Benaderet became Warner Brothers' primary voice of adult female supporting characters. She featured in multiple Merry Melodies and Looney Tunes shorts. In the late 40s, Benaderet befriended Paul Henning, who was working as a scriptwriter on the radio production of Burns and Allen. This friendship led to her big break. When the George Burns and Gracie Allen show began, she joined the fun for nearly 300 episodes. Her Petticoat Junction role was her last, as she passed away in 1968 at the age of 62 from lung cancer. Edgar Buchanan as Uncle Joe Carson. Born March 20, 1903. Age filming, 60 years old. Uncle Joe Carson was old, lazy, and just wanted to sit in his rocking chair. He did, however, enjoy a good scheme, always looking to get rich quickly. Edgar Buchanan was a successful dentist before he gave acting a shot at the age of 36 in 1939. It went so well that he signed over his practice to his wife and began his acting career. Buchanan appeared in more than 100 films, including Texas in 1941, where he played a dentist co-starring with William Holden. However, he may be better known for some quality TV shows like Hopalong Cassidy in 1952. And then Judge Roy Bean in 1955. He'd continued his Uncle Joe Carson on 16 episodes of Green Acres after Petticoat Junction. Then, fans got to enjoy Buchanan once again as a lead with Glenn Ford in the 1971 series, Cades County. His final acting role was in the great 1974 family adventure, Benji. Buchanan sadly passed away a few years later in 79 at the age of 76 from a stroke. Meredith McRae as Billy Joe Bradley, Seasons 4 to 7. Age filming, 19 years old. Meredith McRae had an extensive career in film and television. Born May 30, 1944 in Houston, Texas, Her breakthrough role was as Sally Ann Morrison Douglas on the sitcom My Three Sons, joining that show in season 4 and remaining with it until the start of season 6. When she married Tim Considine's Mike Douglas, the two of them marrying on the show and leaving, she segued from My Three Sons over to Petticoat Junction in 1966. And being the third actress to play Billie Joe, she turned her from a typical, dumb blonde, into an independent woman pursuing a career in singing. Besides other guest star roles, she made the rounds of many game shows between the 1960s and 1990s. While in the 1980s she was the host of the mid-morning Los Angeles talk show that had an 8-year run. She's also worked tirelessly with various cancer organizations. She herself would be a victim of brain cancer, dying of the disease on July 14, 2000. She was only 56. Meredith was married 3 times and had 1 child. Linda K. Henning as Betty Jo Bradley. Born September 16, 1944. Age filming, 19 years old. Betty Jo Bradley was known as the tomboy of the siblings. However, fans were able to watch her character evolve. Betty Jo changed from a girl preoccupied with sports to a young woman who married the love of her life, Steve, and a year after the TV wedding, Linda and her TV husband, played by Mike Miner, made things official. Were genuinely married from 1968 until their divorce in 1973. The rest of Henning's career mainly consisted of minor appearances on some huge shows. For example, 2 episodes each of Mork and Mindy in '79 and Happy Days in '77 and '84. One of her final acting performances featured Henning in 5 episodes of Sliders, the last of which aired in 2000. Today she is 81 years old and lives a quiet life with her husband, former actor Ashby Adams. The two have been married since 1994. Janine Riley as Billie Jo Bradley, Season 1 to 2. Age filming, 23 years old. Following a number of TV guest appearances, Janine Riley beat out 300 competitors for the role of Billie Jo Bradley. Billie Jo Bradley is the ambitious and starstruck sibling of the Bradley sisters on Petticoat Junction. Born October 1, 1940 in Fresno, California, she decided to leave the series after the first 2 seasons so she could pursue stardom on the big screen. Following the series, she appeared in a total of 8 movies between Jerry Lewis' The Big Mouth in 1967 and Time Bomb in 1991. In 2020 she wrote the non-fiction book The Bolder Woman. It's About Time. She's 85 years old. Gunilla Hudden as Billie Jo Bradley, Season 3. Age filming, 19 years old. Season 3's Billie was played by Gunilla Hudden. She is best known as Nurse Goodbody, part of the country variety program Hee Haw, where she sang, too. She even released a number of singles herself. Born May 15, 1944 in Gothenburg, Sweden, Hudden had a longtime extramarital relationship with Nat King Cole until she telephoned his wife Maria to tell her to divorce him. Cole ended the relationship with Hudden after the confrontation. Today Gunilla is 79 and has 1 daughter named Amber. She is 81. Laurie Saunders as Bobby Jo Bradley, Seasons 3 to 7. Born October 4, 1941. Age filming, 22 years old. Laurie would take her role as Bobby Jo Bradley over to the Beverly Hillbillies for 7 episodes and Green Acres for 3. After Petticoat Junction, she joined the cast of the former for its final season. From 1973 to 1974 she co-starred with Gilligan's Island's Bob Denver in the sitcom Dusty's Trail and did a few guest appearances. Her film credits include The Girls on the Beach and Mara of the Wilderness, both 1965. Bloodbath, 1966. A Day at the White House, 1972. So Sad About Gloria, 1973. And Captive, 1980. Saunders, who was born October 4, 1941 in Kansas City, Missouri, has been married to Bernard Sandler since 1961. They have 2 children. Laurie is 84. June Lockhart as Dr. Janet Craig, Seasons 6 to 7. Born June 25, 1925. Age filming, 38 years old. Following the death of B. Benaderet, actress June Lockhart was brought on the show for its final 2 seasons. But not to replace her as Kate Bradley. Instead, she played new character Dr. Janet Craig. For Lockhart, this was just one more stop along the way for her incredible television legacy. Between 1958 and 1964 she played Ruth Martin on the series Lassie, after which she would star in Lost in Space as Maureen Robinson from 1965 to 1968. Before and after those in Petticoat Junction, she made many numerous guest appearances and starred in TV movies. On the big screen, she first starred in 1938's A Christmas Carol as Belinda Cratchit and appeared in 35 more. Ending with 2019's Bongi Bear and the Kingdom of Rhythm, Lockhart has been married twice and has 2 children. She is 100.